Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, Jolting Joe, coming to you from my back porch on today's the 20 something. What is today? 28th. I thought that was right. Coming to you from Tuesday, March 28th from my back porch here. And what are you drinking? What are you smoking? Smoking. Here we go. One of my freebie cigars, the little Maduro wrapper. All right, pretty good, pretty good. Like it, like it. All right. You can see I'm decked out in Astros gear. Opening day is Thursday, baby. I will be there. All right. Paying way too much fucking money to be there, but I'll be there. Okay. So, we got a local brewery in Houston called Karbach. Now, Karbach started off as an independent craft brewery and then unfortunately got bought out by InBev, which is Budweiser. Okay. But they have a beer called Crawford Bock, because if you're from Houston, you know that Minute Maid Park is along the Crawford boxes out in left field. Sit alongside along Crawford Street, so you get the Crawford boxes. That short porch out there in left field for you non-Houston fans. So they did this for the World Series. So this one says, so this is the Crawford Bock with the gold on it. Says champion. World champions on it, and then you got the World Series champions there, 2022. So that's what you got there. So that's the Crawford box. So let's crack it open, shall we? And also got my world champion koozie. All right, there we go. So you can hear the. Ah yeah, ah yeah. All right, cheers, everybody. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's first thing. Let's talk about the tournament, shall we? All right. Now I didn't get to see too many of the games. I did watch a few of them though. So this was the Sweet 16. So let's go back to the Sweet 16 here. Right. Michigan, number 7, Michigan State. Number 3, Kansas State. I actually had Michigan State with the upset. I had Michigan State going to the Final Four. I just thought they were just going to upset people, but they did make it to the Sweet 16. But Kansas State drops the hammer down on Michigan. They end up winning the game 98-93 in overtime, and Kansas State moved on to the Elite Eight. Then UConn just ran Arkansas out of the gym. UConn number 4, Arkansas number 8. That was 88-65. UConn. I didn't see much of that game. I just saw the score and was like, damn. And then Rick Barnes. All right, now University of Texas fans know about Rick Barnes, and he has coached both UTs, University of Texas, University of Tennessee, and of course Tennessee was a number 4 seed, and they get beat by Florida Atlantic, 62-55. Bye bye Rick Barnes. And then Gonzaga, good game. I didn't see any of the game, but I know it was close. It was a good game. Number 3 Gonzaga upsets number 2 UCLA 79-76 to move on to the Elite Eight. And then the Sweet 16 games on Friday. My University of Texas Longhorns dismantled Xavier, won that one 83-71. I watched a lot of that game, obviously, but Xavier just had some bad luck in that one. They could not get the ball to fall. Missed a lot of easy shots, a lot of close shots, and some of them were just toilet bowls and stuff. Just bad luck on that one. But Texas wins. They move on to the Elite Eight. Then San Diego State with the big upset, beating number 1 seed Alabama, and they beat them bad, 71-64 in that game. And then Miami, number 5, with the upset of number 1 University of Houston. And I saw most of that game, or saw quite a bit of that game. And U of H just did not play good. U of H is known for their defense. They allowed 89 points to Miami. Not good. Not good at all. And the fairy tale ending of U of H making the Final Four in Houston, in their hometown, with Jim Nantz calling his last Final Four, who is a U of H alum. He graduated from the University of Houston. Is out the window. They do not make it to the Elite Eight. And then Creighton defeated Princeton. Princeton's Cinderella run comes to an end. Creighton defeats Princeton 86-75. So that sets your Elite Eight. Move to Saturday, Elite Eight games. I saw quite a bit of FAU, Florida Atlantic, and Kansas State. That was a really good game. It was back and forth. It was tight. FAU was up, and then K State went up, and then towards the end of that game, K State's offense went cold. They went about, I think, like 7 minutes without a bucket or something like that. FAU comes back. K State did have a chance to tie. They did have the ball with, I think, 4.9 left on the clock. FAU defense was amazing. K State didn't even get a shot off. They do not get a final shot off. And K State, once again, FAU with another upset, upsetting number 3 Kansas State 79-76. Like I said, that was a damn good game. All right. And then number 4, UConn just blew the doors off of Gonzaga. This one was never close, never in doubt. UConn just blew their doors off 82-54. So FAU goes to the Final Four. UConn goes to the Final Four. That brings us to Sunday. First game, damn good game. Now, I missed most of the game. I did see replays of the ending, though, which we'll get into. All right, another back and forth game, really tight game. Number 6 Creighton, number 5 San Diego State, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The game was, I believe, tied with just a couple seconds left on the clock. San Diego State has the ball. Guy goes up. Foul gets called. Now, I did look at it. I did see it. It was a foul. All right, it was a foul. The foul should have been called. Now, the argument, now I didn't see most of the game, but the argument that I heard was that the refs were not blowing whistles in the majority of that game. They were letting them play, and that there was more egregious calls that they did not call, and then they called this one. Now, here's the thing with your reffing, all right, and this goes with umpires in baseball, too. Baseball fans, of course, know about this. All you want from your refs or your umpires is consistency. That's all you want, is you want consistency. If you're going to let them play, let them play. If you're not going to let them play, not let them, don't let them, blow the whistle, okay? But have consistency, okay? Like if you're a home plate umpire, hey, if you're calling the outside strike, if you're calling, maybe the ball's that far off the plate, but you're calling it a strike, as long as you call it a strike all game long for both sides, no issues. Pitcher knows it's there, batter knows it's there. He's going to call that outside strike. He's calling, maybe at the knees, maybe not below the knees, maybe not top of the knees, but at the knees is a ball. And he's going to consistently call it a ball. All right, all you want is consistency. So apparently that's where a lot of people were kind of upset, is that there was a lot of non-calls for the majority of the game, and then in a critical moment of the game, then they blew the whistle. All right, but it was a foul. It was definitely a foul. He goes to the line. He makes 1 of 2. San Diego State goes up 57-56, and then there's like 0.9 seconds left on the clock after that. Creighton threw it, down court. Ball went out of bounds. Game's over. So, but like I said, I mean, you can kind of argue the consistency, but it was a foul. I mean, he definitely impeded him. He hit him from behind. It is what it is. All right. It sucks when kind of refs decide games, like that, especially when you got a good game going. But it was a foul. It was a foul. All right. It was definitely a foul. It wasn't necessarily a bad call. Okay. But apparently the refs have been swallowing their whistle all game, and then this one they blew it. So nothing you can do. And then that gets me to UT. Oh man. All right, so U of H fairy tale ending comes. No, I got tickets to the Final Four. I've had tickets to the Final Four. Okay, when the Final Four comes to Houston, I go to the Final Four. I do the lottery. I get tickets. I get I did the lottery back in May or June or last year, okay, and got selected, got my tickets, okay. So I was just rooting for some good, for some good matchups, basically, okay. Now I'm a UT fan, and I'm sitting there going, all right, well, UH got knocked out. At least we can have Texas possibly in the Final Four. At least we can have Texas in the Final Four in Houston. Austin ain't that far away, about 160 miles. It's about 2.5 hour drive. All right, ain't far. Right? Well, Longhorn fans all over the goddamn state of Texas. Okay? Would have had a big contingent there. And it would have been fun to get to see my team, who I root for, who I'm a fan of, play in the Final Four. And things were looking looking good in the first half. And then Texas at the end of the first half was up 45-37. So they had an 8-point lead at halftime. That lead grew. I think it was 13 points at the biggest time. And then for some reason the wheels fell off. Now, all right, first of all, the officials did not lose this game for UT. All right, that's number one. Okay, the issue that I had with the officiating in this game is that first half, man. It was fun and gun. I mean, both teams were running up and down the floor. Both teams are sinking buckets. It's back and forth. It's fast paced. It's fast and furious. It's exciting. Guys are nailing threes. It's amazing. All right. First half flies by. Flies by. Refs hardly blow a whistle. Okay. Second half comes along, and then the refs got whistle happy. I mean, it was foul after foul after foul after foul, and the game just got bogged down. Let me see if I got the free throws on the box score here. All right. Let's see. I don't even know if it's got it in the box score or not, because I was going to try. Let's see. Field goals, three-pointers, points. Let's see. Team stats, maybe. Let's check the team stats. Here we go. Free throws. All right. Miami shot 32 free throws, more than double UT, who shot 15. Now, Miami was clutch with their free throws too. They ended up hitting 28 of 32. Okay, and then Texas was 11 to 15, but 32 free throws to 15. And like I said, and there were some hard fouls. All right, there were some hard fouls in that game. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right. And like I said, the officials did not lose that game for UT. UT lost that game. UT let that game slip away. All right, I don't know if you want to use the C word, but they choked. Okay. But that was the free throws. But if you look at the second half, Miami outscored Texas 51-36 in the second half. Ended up winning the game by 7, 88-81. And boy howdy, like I said, about 15 minutes into this, with 15 minutes left to go in the second half, I'm like, oh yeah, baby, UT is gonna go. And then it's like, and then they went something like 7 minutes without a bucket. And Miami just kept chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. And the Texas defense, which had been lights out in that first half, wasn't quite as good in the second half. And then, like I said, Miami they didn't miss, and then Texas couldn't fucking score. Offense went cold. And then the Texas also had way too many turnovers in that second half, too. And some of them were bad turnovers. Just, like, you can see the guy in the passing lane, and guy try to pass it anyway, gets picked off the other way for 2 points. So turnovers and the offense going cold. That's what lost the game for UT, not the officials. But the officiating in that game was kind of like, you're not going to blow the whistle. Now you're blowing the whistle every goddamn play. What the fuck, man? All right, so I get it. And, it's easy to bitch at the officials, but Texas lost that game. They let it slip through their fingers. They had it, and then it slipped through their fingers. Now, like I said, I have to get to the Final Four. For whatever reason, with the Final Fours in Houston, all right, so this will be the fourth Final Four in Houston. It's been in the rotation, and this will be the third time in the rotation, meaning every 5 years, Houston's had a Final Four. I can't remember the last time they had a Final Four before 2013, okay? But 2013, we had a couple of blue blood. We had UConn and we had Kentucky, but that was also the VCU Butler year. And then the Kentucky UConn game was pretty good, and then it was like VCU Butler, and then I think Butler beat VCU if I remember right, and then UConn killed them, and national championship was kind of boring, and it wasn't a very good Final Four. Now, thankfully, in 2018, we got a good Final Four. Now, actually, the semifinal games actually were both blowouts, but we had that was Nova and I think Nova played Oklahoma maybe, and they blew them out, and then I think that UNC played Syracuse. I might get those backwards, but it was Oklahoma and Syracuse, UNC and Nova in the Final Four. Syracuse and Oklahoma both got blown out. But oh my God, that championship game was fucking amazing. That place was going ape shit bananas, man. People are fucking throwing their seat cushions and shit when UNC went ahead, and then Nova comes back and hits that fucking three at the end of the game on that buzzer beater. Holy shit, that place went fucking absolutely insane. The roof was closed. After that game, it was open, baby, because we blew the motherfucker off that thing. It was. You see the confetti raining. It was phenomenal. Great championship game. And then we get this. Then we get this. Number 9 Florida Atlantic versus number 5 San Diego State. All right. And which is really completely unsexy. That's the most unsexy one of the most unsexy semifinal games that you can possibly have is that game. All right. But there you go. That's what we got. And then also too, you got number 5 Miami and number 4 UConn. Now UConn's playing lights out. UConn's my pick to win the whole damn thing. I just want to see good games. You know, hopefully the games are good and they're not blowouts. But yeah, that's your Final Four. I mean, Miami's got, Miami, at least, you know who Miami is. All right, you know who UConn is. Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. Whew. But two things, when Alabama got knocked, a couple things I forgot to mention. When Alabama got knocked out and U of H got knocked out, this was the first time in the entire history of the NCAA tournament that a number 1 seed did not make the Elite Eight. Kansas got knocked out in the second round. Purdue got knocked out in the first round. U of H and Bama both got knocked out in the Sweet 16. Didn't even make and so you didn't even have a number 1 seed in the Elite Eight. First time ever that had happened. This is also the second combined highest seed total we've ever had. We've got a 9, a 5, a 5, and a 4. And for the first time in NCAA history, there's no 1, 2, or 3 seed in the Final Four. All right, there's no 1, there's no 2, there's no 3. First time that's ever happened in the history of the NCAA tournament. The second, of course, the highest combined was 2013 when it was VCU, Butler, UConn, and Kentucky in the championship. But like I said, in 2013, UConn did win the championship in Houston. Back in the Final Four in Houston is UConn. I'm taking UConn. Plus, UConn's just playing fucking lights out. They destroyed Gonzaga. Boy, howdy did they destroy Gonzaga. Yeah, if you got tickets and you're trying to resell them, good luck to you. Final Four tickets. Now, for me, I'm sitting up in the nosebleeds. I'm in the upper deck. Okay, the 600s of so we're playing in NRG, so it's like a football stadium. So basically, I got end zone seats. Okay, up in the 600, so I'll be behind the the backboard, and then they're not going to be great, but I'm going to be there. All right, I'm going to be there. It'll be my my third Final Four. All right, I just want to see some good basketball, and it's the Final Four. You go. All right, it's in your hometown. You go. Okay. But it is the cheapest championship ticket out there because I think they were $288 a piece, which if you divide that out, it's roughly $75 per game. You get 3 games. I have an all-session ticket. You got the semifinals, you got the finals, and so I got the whole shebang, and so it's $75 a game. Now, granted, I'm sitting way I have to take my binoculars out to fucking see everybody, but I'll be in the building. It'll be awesome. Hopefully it'll be good games. I'm kind of looking forward to that Miami UConn game. I think that's going to be a good one. But that's probably going to be the national championship. I mean, the real national championship game. So we'll kind of see what happens then. But yeah, we got a 5:09 start time here Central Time, and then 7:49 for that one. So that's what we got going on with those two games. And like I said, I'll be there. I will be there in person, and then I'll be there Monday night as well for the championship game. So we'll see who goes. But that's your March Madness right there. So holy shit. Uh, by the way, the head coach, or the interim coach, I should say, after Chris Beard got fired, he just got a let's see here, what's his name? I forget his name. Terry, yeah, Terry. So he took over when Chris Beard got fired, Rodney Terry. And of course, they made the Elite Eight this year. So Rodney Terry did get a contract. He got a 5-year deal. So good on him for that. I dig it. I dig it. All right. I don't think we got really a whole lot of football news. The only thing we got with football is the whole Lamar Jackson saga. Basically, what the Ravens did is they put the non-exclusive franchise tag on uh, Lamar. So what that means is this. That means that somebody can get Lamar, but they have to give up 2 first-round picks. They have to be their own picks. So if you've traded with somebody and got first round picks, you can't trade those. You have to trade your own picks. So for instance, the Texans have 2 first round picks. They've got the number 2 overall pick. They got the number 12 overall pick. Now the number 12 overall pick, that came from Cleveland with the Deshaun Watson trade. They could not trade that pick to Baltimore. All right, they would have to trade the number 2 overall pick to Baltimore. And then they would have to give their number 1 pick away again next year. And then once they offered Lamar a contract, then the Ravens can match that contract. Okay, so that's what the non-exclusive franchise tag is. Now Lamar wants a trade. All right, so that's that whole thing. That's basically the kind of big thing that's going on in the NFL right now. Baseball wise, opening day is Thursday. Once again, I will be there. I'll be at Minute Maid Park when they unveil the 2022 World Series Championship banner. I was there in 2018 on opening day when they did it, and of course, we didn't know at the time that one had a big asterisk by it. But this is, for all we know, an asterisk-free World Series. And now we have an asterisk. We have a World Asterisk title. We have a non-asterisk title. I'm happy now. All right, so anything that they win after this is just more icing on the cake. That's all it is. All right, it's just more icing on the cake after that. Let's see what else we got going on. How about let's just run through the NBA standings real quick. We got a little bit of time here. Milwaukee still ahead, number 1 in the East, followed by Boston, Philadelphia, and Cleveland. Those 4 teams have all clinched a playoff spot. Then we have the Knicks, Brooklyn, Miami, Atlanta, Toronto, and Chicago. Washington is 3 games out. Then you got Indiana and Orlando. Then Charlotte and Detroit have been eliminated. All right, Western Conference. Denver and Memphis have clinched. Denver is leading the way in the West, followed by Memphis. They both have clinched a playoff berth. Then you get Sacramento, Phoenix, the Clippers, Minnesota, Golden State, New Orleans, the Lakers. Lakers are back in the 9th spot. OKC. Dallas is actually on the outside looking in. They're half a game back of OKC. And then Utah is 2 games back. And then Portland's pretty much out of it at this point. And then San Antonio and Houston have both been eliminated from playoff contention. Right now, Detroit does have the worst record in the NBA. They're 16-59 with a .213 winning percentage. The Rockets are 18-58 with a .237 percentage. And it really doesn't matter because their percentage to get Victor Wembanyama is going to be the same. Or it's going to be about 14% chance with the lottery. So there you go. All right. Hockey news. We'll get in the standings with that. In the Eastern Conference, we'll start in the Atlantic. Boston has clinched a playoff spot, so has Toronto, and then we've got Tampa, Florida, Buffalo, Ottawa, Detroit, and Montreal. In the Metropolitan Division, Carolina, New Jersey, and the Rangers, all three have clinched a playoff spot. Islanders, Pittsburgh, Caps, Philly, and then the Columbus Blue Jackets have been eliminated. Western Conference. Dallas has fallen. Minnesota now leads the way. The defending champion, Colorado Avalanche, is in second, followed by Dallas, Winnipeg, Nashville, St. Louis, Arizona, and Chicago have both been eliminated, but nothing has been clinched in the West so far. Then you have Vegas, and this is in the Pacific. Vegas, LA, Edmonton, Seattle, Calgary, Vancouver, and then Anaheim and San Jose have been eliminated. No F1 race this past week. XFL, the Roughnecks went down to the Defenders last night, 37-26. I believe the Defenders are the last remaining undefeated team. They are 6-0. Houston's leading the South Division though at 4-2. This week coming up, if anybody cares. Got a game on Friday, a couple of games on Saturday, and then on Sunday it's going to be the Battlenecks at the Roughnecks. All right, and I was going to mention something else that I forgot to mention. Masters starts this week. All right, not this week. Masters starts next week. Sorry, Masters starts next week. So no golf there. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. The World Baseball Classic. That's what I was going to. I think they've gotten rid of it already. Further mention the old WBC there, the old World Baseball Classic, and shit, got shit flying over here, man. It's windy out here, man. The World Baseball Classic. I did watch a little bit of the final between the United States and Japan. Japan ended up winning the game 3-2. Definitely the highlight of the game was Shohei Ohtani came in the ninth to close it out, and the final out was Mike Trout. So you actually had teammates, two of the best baseball players in the league, and teammates facing each other. Right, it was almost like an all-star game, except it was teammates. Okay, and Ohtani ended up striking out Trout on a beautiful slider and strike Trout out to win the World Baseball Classic. So Japan wins it, I think, for the third time, something like that. But they ended up winning the World Baseball Classic. U.S. finishes in second as far as that's concerned. Now, the interesting thing about that was in Japan, they said, I think it was something like 97% of all the televisions in the entire country of Japan had the World Baseball Classic game on. All right, that's insane. Can you imagine 97% of all the televisions in the United States being on the Super Bowl? All right, insane. So the World Baseball Classic, I think, is here to stay. All right, and despite Altuve getting fucking hit and breaking his fucking finger, son of a bitch. All right, but the Astros are going to go for their 11th consecutive opening day victory. Knock on all the wood. I got some wood. Well, let's see. Is there some twigs down here? No, I don't know. But knock on all the wood. The Astros have not lost a opening day game since they came over from the National League. So every year they've been in the American League. This will be the 11th year that they've been in the American League. They have not lost an opening day game. So we'll see what happens. The lineup's a little hurt though. Brantley's going to start the year on the IL, still recovering from the shoulder injury. Might have been ready for opening day. He had some personal issues come up in camp, though. He was gone for like a week, so they're looking at mid-April before Brantley gets back in the action. He will start the season on the IL. Obviously, Altuve on the IL with the broken finger. He did have surgery on it. It's going to be a couple months before he gets back. Probably going to be about the 1st of June before he gets back into action. And then Jordan appears to be okay. Jordan's hands seem to be all right. and he should be ready to go for opening day, as should be Cal Tucker. Cal Tucker had some had an ankle issue in the WBC. I think he got either I think he fouled a pitch off his foot or got hit in the foot, but he's okay to go. But the top of the Astros lineup is going to be awesome. I mean, you're going to have Jeremy Pena, Alex Bregman, Kyle Tucker, Jose Abreu, and Jordan, I think, for 5. And then after that, it's going to get a little sketchy because you're going to have Maldonado. I have no idea who the fuck the DH is going to be. And then you've got either Mauricio Dubon or David Hensley at second base. And then you're going to have Chas McCormick out there or Jake Myers out there. Jake could DH, McCormick could play, vice versa. Who the fuck knows? But it's going to be a little sketchy. But the opening day matchup it's going to be the Astros and the White Sox. Opening day matchup, Dylan Cease, who finished, of course, in the top 3 of the Cy Young, is going to start for the White Sox, and then Framber Valdez will go for the Astros. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. Find me on Twitter at JJSportsShow63. That's at JJSportsShow63 on Twitter. Make sure you like and subscribe. Enjoy opening day on Thursday. Enjoy the Final Four. And then we'll talk to you next week. All right. Have a good one, guys. Cheers, everybody. All right. See you next week.